Hey, Mama House here on this windy, cool morning. It got down to around 38 this morning. Everything's okay, no frost. Today I want to talk to you about raised beds and what's the best material for them to be made out of. If you've been following us, you know we're starting a new kitchen garden and we're going to be doing that out of stone. And I had some questions about why we chose stone. First, let's answer the question, why raised beds? For me, it's better overall control of growing conditions, ergonomics. It's easier to protect against pests. It's easier for me to weed, manage in the early spring. The soil heats up a little bit faster, so you might have a little bit more growing time. Now the downfalls, of course, there's always downfalls, is they do tend to dry out quicker. I don't have any irrigation in mine. Now, Greg does up in his small garden. He has some irrigation and that's really helped. And in the new garden, we do plan to add irrigation. Another limitation is that you do have limited space, so you don't have all the room that you have in an in-ground garden. And the third con would be starter cost. Let's start off by looking at my wooden raised beds. These were put in 1998, so they're about 22 years old. I have four 4x8 and then one long 4x24, and the two 4x8s toward the back are lower to the ground. And like I say, these were built in 1998. As you can see, part of the wood structure is coming off. Here, you can tell I've got some deterioration going on here. And slowly as they're breaking apart, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna have to do to replace them. Here on this long one, you can see it's just really kind of blew out. Here on this short one, I've totally lost all the wood on one side. Now I would say that wood is the most popular. I consider it warm, traditional, appealing. It's more customizable, more cost-effective. You can use repurposed lumber, but be sure to know the origin of the lumber and if it's been treated with anything. The type of wood you use will depend on how long it lasts, and all wood is going to deteriorate over time. I love my wood. I really hate to see this deteriorate, and I think when I do replace it, it will be replaced with wood. Now this brick raised bed is on the side of the house, and it's very pretty also. Now when it was put in, I did not have plans of putting vegetables in here. Now, the good thing about brick is it lasts forever, unless you accidentally damage it. And my sister did back into the end of it down here and knocked some of the brick off, but it's still good to go. I'll forgive her for it. In some climate areas, you do have the possibility of cracking. If it gets really cold and you have the wet, freezing climates. Now, according to my research, to build a brick bed, and don't hold me to this, is about $6 to $8 per linear foot. So like a 5x12 could end up costing around $2,000. Another option is cinder block, and it's $15 per linear foot installed. So while this is kind of pricey, it is very beautiful and it would probably last forever. Another type I have in my garden is metal. These are growing in popularity. They're more expensive, but they're safe and they can last up to 20 years. They will not rot. They're typically zinc coated, making it safe for food and protecting it from erosion. Try to make sure the steel is galvanized. Now the price of these are dependent upon the size and the color, but they range from about $100 to $250. Here's some more options for the metal raised beds. This is up in Greg's garden. He's doing a small plot here to show you how much food you can raise. I think it's a 20 by 20. But these raised beds came from Tractor Supply and they're called Tartar. They don't have a bottom in them. And we like these also because they're easy to move around. They're very light. And we have changed the configuration of them several times. Stone is another option, and this is really gorgeous. Now, it can be expensive, but it's very durable and it's gonna last forever. One of the issues you can have with stone is the weeds creeping up between the stones, and you can also have soil loss. This may be the most expensive one, as it usually averages about $42 per square feet just for the materials. This is the area where the new raised bed garden is gonna go. The big sunny spot, and this is where we're gonna make these beds out of the stone. Another type that you can use is composite. This looks like wood, but it's not real wood. Some of the advantages is it's not going to rot, it's not susceptible to pest. I did read about some concerns about the adhesive that's used to glue these together could leach out into soil over time and cause problems. So you want to be leery of that. I have seen some that are very pretty. I don't have any of those in my garden either. Some of the kits that I looked at that's made of the composite wood run about $200. You need to look and weigh all your options. What is your budget? What is your personal style? Also, what is your location? Are you going to have to do a lot of prep work before you put these beds down? Also think about, are you going to have to hire a professional, or is this something you can do yourself? What about your soil? What are you going to fill these beds with? There can be a lot of cost associated with that. Think about the size you're wanting. Typically, the more beds, the larger the size, the more it's going to cost. Also think about your pathways. What are they going to be out of? Is it going to be grass? Is it going to be mulch? Is it going to be straw? Is it going to be stone? And also your edging. All those things need to be considered. My preference, as I said before, is to have a little bit of it all. I love the wood beside the pool. I like the metal up here in Greg's garden. The brick works best because it matches the house for that area right up next to the house. And in the wooded area where my new garden's going, stone is going to be best. It's going to look more natural. So do what works best for you.